Oh my God, listen to that sound. Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back.
The boys are back.
And, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my goodness.
Boys and girls, coming out from the crypt, we have a special guest.
The crevices? No, not the crevices.
He's not even a special guest.
He's not even a special guest.
He's not even a special guest.
Not.
He belongs on this show.
Yes.
He belongs on this show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Kranky.
Everybody. The crank chef. The crank chef.
Cranker. What's up, man? How you been?
Good, dude. Just sober.
Sober?
Yeah.
Nah, we hate being
so
sober.
We can't get the crank out today.
We're going to get half the crank.
Yeah.
We'll get a little bit out. We got a little bit out.
Maybe there's Nerd Focus. We'll get some.
There you go.
Yeah. Sponsored by Nerd Focus. No, we're not.
No, not yet.
No, we're not.
Not yet.
We got to work on that. So what's up, man? Everybody, how you been? Cranky, how you been, man? Just besides that, just working, living.
Working, living, you know.
Working for a living?
Yeah.
Man, like they used to say on Kiss, we hope you damn it, how do you say it? I hope you work to live, not live to work.
Well, yeah, it kind of feels like we're living to work.
Yeah,
This is usually what happens. Yeah.
We're living the dream of working. What's up, you? What's up, Louis? What about you?
Oh man, dude, a lot.
Everything happens to Louis.
A lot has gone on, man.
Everything happens to Louis.
I don't remember. Was my knee already jacked up?
Yeah, your knee was been jacked.
My
up.
knee was jacked. Well, it's still bad.
And I got story time about that too after you're done. Son of a
It's
bitch.
still bad. However, a few things have happened. So, Halloween was yesterday.
Yeah.
Right? Took the kids out, did a little trick-or-treating for about an hour, got too much candy. But I bought my granddaughter her first Halloween costume. So that was pretty exciting. We didn't get to see her, but I had given it to them the day before. That was exciting. And then I had this past weekend, the dance team for the high school had a father-daughter dance at halftime. And so I had to go dance to Taylor Swift Shake It Off at halftime.
In your Travis Kelce costume?
Yeah, I should have. That's what I should have worn, man. I should have worn the damn Travis Kelce jerk. Golly.
Perfect.
See, why did you, Crank, man? Why did you? You should have given me that idea before.
Well, I didn't know you were dancing out there until I got the text on Friday night.
Information he could have used
yesterday. You don't know where that's from. That's from Wedding Singer. Oh man! So yeah,
I like how he said, that he bought his granddaughter her first Halloween costume. Didn't say what it was.
Oh, yeah. You just threw it out there.
Yeah.
Right?
It was a unicorn.
So everybody, use your imagination and try to figure out what it was.
Speaking of imagination, yeah, it was a unicorn.
It was a unicorn. Use your imagination. I'll post a pic. later of her uni.
Man.
But yeah.
Well, this is what I get. This is what I get for talking shit to Louis. Just recently, my fucking leg went on the yips. Man, I got some severe pain in my leg, man, and probably because I was talking shit to you.
So
that shit.
This might be a warning to Crank here, man.
I know, man.
Because if you remember,
You're next.
If you remember, a few episodes back. Pork had mentioned about his tooth. Mm-hmm. And then a couple weeks later, my tooth broke.
Oh, shit.
So then now my knee's hurting, and then now Porky's leg's hurting. So if you're here on the show, Craig,
you might be in some trouble.
You might be in some trouble soon.
I got a softball tournament on Saturday.
As long as it's after that.
I might have to just coach, man. I might just have to coach.
Are you crying? You're so crying in softball? Oh man, but anyway, so man, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I don't even know where to start.
We got a lot.
It's the Cranky pick.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go, Crank?
Spin the wheel.
I'm gonna start with how dumb drivers are, man.
Yeah,
that's a good one,
dude.
That's a good one.
Because I was on the street downtown.
I'm hoping you were on the street.
Yeah,
I'm
not on the sidewalk. Yeah, I was on the street this time.
It was during one of his sober times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. He remembers that.
And downtown's all jacked up. And there's a lot of road closures, whatever.
So, yeah, it's bad. It's pretty.
So
bad.
one of the streets is a two-way. It's a two-way, but it's only one lane each way.
Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I already knew.
And it's closed going let's say east or west or
by Pressa or
yeah, it's closed. So there's only one lane coming, the opposite way.
Right.
So I'm coming that way, the right way, and an idiot wants to go on that lane the other way. So we're at a stalemate.
And nobody's budging.
You move back. No, you move back. I've got the right of way.
I have the right, exactly.
I got the right of
with
way.
his hand out the window. I'm like, dude. No, I'm not going to move,
the wrong
man.
way,
Yeah,
fucking moron.
South to drop off, north to pick up.
Get it right.
And I punked out, man. I had a freaking.
Oh, you backed
Yeah,
up.
I backed up for him because I saw the license plates, California.
Oh, that's
Don't
Kranky's
California
favorite.
my Texas.
Yeah,
Kanky's favorite.
He- California to Texas.
So I back up so he can move. He can get the hell out of the way, and then he wants to turn on a street.
That's one way.
That's one way.
Oh.
The wrong way. I'm like, dude, you're all sorts of wrong, man. Jeez, so-
California,
Yeah.
man. They're ruining the state.
I mean, how hard is it to read signs that say one way, do not enter,
Well-
road closed? I mean,
I gotta. Well, because downtown's so fucked up.
yeah, it is.
Downtown's
It's
so
bad,
fucked up.
man.
Like even regular people that have been here for years, they don't even know which streets are one way and which ways aren't. So
I mean,
you
I've
add
done that.
construction to it makes
I don't
it
think
worse.
I've done it downtown, but I did do it. You know where Nogalitos is at before you get to the HEB where that library is at.
Mm-hmm.
So I took a turn one day there, and I was going down the wrong way, but I immediately turned around and came
Right
back.
way, yeah.
So I was sitting there telling people to move out of the way.
Yeah.
But
You move,
yeah,
asshole.
man.
Mm.
Don't you see my lights? God, I had the blinker on.
Well, I was sitting at a light the other day, and it was right there at Military and Roosevelt, and right by the McDonald's, right?
In the hood.
So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I just heard, oh, and I was like, what the hell? And I was like, well, they didn't hit me, but I look like that, I hear the sound, I look over to the left, and a fucking car's moving forward. So some idiot just barreled right into the back of the car next to me, and I'm like, dude, I was just in that lane, and I moved, and I got out because I was on the kind of the left lane, and I got out and I moved to the right lane, and dude, no more than 30 seconds later, I just heard, I was like, son of a bitch. Well, I don't know what was going on with they probably weren't even paying attention.
She was probably texting and driving.
Probably texting.
Shoot.
And if you don't know how to do it, don't do it.
Don't do it.
If you don't know how to text and drive, don't text and drive. Shit.
You know what? In fact, you know why drunk people get accidents? Because they don't learn to drive drunk.
Do you know how old we are? Do you know how much experience we have on this? Oh,
So
my God.
I'm not gonna condone drinking and driving
Or texting and driving.
or texting and driving. However, I remember when I got pulled over for my DWI. And when they gave me my results of what my alcohol level was, I was almost twice the legal limit.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was at 0.15. But I was fine.
So you thought-
I passed the field sobriety test. I mean, I did it. I was fine. I was watching. I like to watch the court cam and all that, stuff on A&E. And this one guy got pulled over because he killed somebody. He hit somebody and killed somebody. And he was like at a 0.13, young guy, right?
0.13, yeah.
And he says, "Well, man, I blacked out." And I'm thinking, I was at 0.15, and I was still texting. I was still on the phone. I don't condone any of it, but I'm just saying, to some people, man, they shouldn't drive. They shouldn't drive at all. Much less drinking. You know what I mean? But I think we have more experience.
What's weird is that, there's no law that says old people can't drive, or there's no law saying that they can't. But there should be, because if you have to put a sticker on the back of your car that says "elderly driver, please be careful," what the fuck? Should they even be on the road?
I've never seen one of those stickers.
I
However, I think that's a good idea.
Now, is it a sticker?
For what? What if they're the ones that are fucking hitting everybody?
No. But I think it's a good idea because at least to be careful. Just the way if you see a sticker that says student driver or new driver or baby on board, shit like that. If you were to see something if I were to see an old person behind the wheel sticker, I'm gonna know let me move over 2 lanes because they might swerve into my lane or they're gonna be driving slow I get it. I'm gonna move out of the way.
But is it a sticker that is recommended, or is it a sticker as a joke?
No. The lady was old.
Yeah.
She was old.
She was old.
She was an old person. So I guess maybe it's just a warning, to let other people know. But I mean, if you have to warn people,
I mean, I remember those stickers that my son was an honor roll student at whatever. Why I need to know that?
No, that's like what Homer said. He goes, "Your son might be an honor student, but you're a moron." Anyway, so I wanted to, I don't know how y'all feel about this. I wanted to talk about the flat earthers.
The flat earthers.
These guys, there's people out there, Kyrie included.
Yeah.
They're talking about how the earth is flat. Look, and I'm not a scientist, and you can't always believe everything you see on the internet, obviously. But if you have somebody who is,
unless it's on TikTok.
Oh yeah, if it's on TikTok, yeah, believe it. Or TMZ.
Or TMZ.
Exactly. It. So my thing is, okay, there's an astrophysicist, everybody knows him, Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's one of the smartest guys alive right now. He's basically like a Stephen Hawking, type. He's that smart. So he tells all this stuff about the universe and how we're like zooming through the universe at 800 and something miles an hour. All this crazy shit. But these people are like, well, how is it that we still see the same stars, and how is it that you can only see up to a specific distance and the ship doesn't disappear? And I'm like, what do you know? What do you know? Like what? Like this dude went to school, spent a shit ton of money to get as smart as he is, and you're gonna disprove him just because a boat disappears in the ocean?
Well, so let me ask you this. So are they trying to justify or say that that's why they know it's round, or that's why they know it's flat?
No, they're trying to say they know it's flat.
So why wouldn't you be able to? Here's just my thought. If you have telescopes that can see into space,
right?
Why wouldn't you get a telescope like that, put it on, let's say, the Sears Tower or the Hemisphere Tower here,
yeah,
and look straight and see how far they go before they lose because the Earth is round.
But they don't.
I'm just off the top of my head. I'm just thinking. Why wouldn't you be able to? Because then, if that was the case, you would be able to see from Chicago all the way to
right. If it wasn't round, then you would still. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but people have been to space and they know it's round.
Well, have they? Or were they in New Mexico in a hangar?
That's the moon. That's the moon landing. That's the moon landing.
That's another conversation we never got into.
They've been to space, but they haven't landed on the moon.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, I mean, I don't know. I just think it's crazy that they just because they don't believe it doesn't mean that it's right. And they just say, well, no, it's not. I mean, Kyrie Irving, like, this dude, man. I mean, you would think he went to college, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
He didn't?
I mean, he enrolled.
He might have played a sport.
I don't know if he went to class.
He might have went to one class. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know.
Went to swimming 101.
Basket weaving.
Basket weaving,
No, but I don't know, man. It just little things. Now, I guess I'm getting old, man. But little things bother me now because, like, how are you going to discredit somebody that has that much information? And he's a scientist. Like, people don't want to believe scientists. Like some people don't like going to doctors. Some people don't believe scientists.
I think they don't like going to doctors because they don't want to hear something that might be bad. That's why they.
That's why I don't like going.
Yeah, that's why I don't like going.
I think that's why they say Mexican people don't like going. Yeah, that's why they say Mexican people don't like going to the doctor because they don't want to hear the truth.
Exactly.
Like,
I just find somebody that's in the medical field and say, "Let me ask you a question. What do you think this is?"
They're like, I just input. I don't.
Oh, but if you ask certain people, hey, what is? Oh man, that sounds like a tumor. It's not a tumor. It sounds like cancer. It sounds like, man, shut up. Like, never mind.
Oh man.
But you know what? When you Google the stuff on on the internet and this pain or this thing, a lot of times it comes up as it's cancer or it's this, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah, though I think it's also funny when they have, the medicines that they put out in the commercials and stuff, and it's like side effects could be death, and I'm like, do I want
Everything I didn't have.
No, they're trying to sell you drugs that you don't need. You know, it's like what Chris Rock says when they're doing those commercials. Do you go to bed at night and wake up in the morning? Yes.
Oh shit! What do I have? Oh shit! Yeah, but anyway, that's how I feel about those flat earthers.
Well, I don't know. Flat earthers, they're Did somebody think about it being flat because they saw a map that was pinned up to the wall? I mean, I don't know.
Extreme.
I mean,
That's
they made
extreme.
globes round.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. So did somebody finally say, well, yeah, it's around here, but there's a map and it's literally all flat. I can see the whole world.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like that they think that. You know what I mean?
I don't know. My thing is just that how are you? I mean, I'll say it again. How are you gonna try to discredit somebody who has a wealth of knowledge, right? Like, is the government gonna come out and say, "Well, yeah, we were wrong. Our bad. The Earth is flat."
I don't think.
Or not so much my bad, but it's like, well, it was a cover up.
Yeah,
never-
like going to the moon.
It's like going to the moon.
You'll never get the government to say I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Never.
No.
Come on.
Even though they're always wrong.
Well, and just going off of that, piggybacking off of that, you have these people because we see it now all on social media, right? So you have a lot of influencers that come out with so much content, and I think honestly, man, I think sometimes they come out with content because they just don't know what else to come up with, right? But they have to put stuff out there to keep their viewers, to keep making that money,
Right.
Which I know you have a certain point on influencers that you want to touch on, but my thing is, you have these influencers who are showing people that you can make money off of posting stupid crap.
Yeah.
Which is why we get to these people that post stupid crap, but get themselves busted for doing illegal crap.
Right.
You know what I mean? But because they want to be in that influencer type, vibe, that mode.
Yeah.
They want to make money. They want to be famous.
But you know what? It's weird that so many people do it now. Like they just do it to do it. Are they actually really trying to make money? Mm-hmm. Because they're just doing it to get people to watch, and it's stupid shit like going into Walmart and jumping into a fucking thing of balls. And I saw one the other day where the guy was pretending to be a mannequin, and he had a pillow, so people were walking by, and every time they walk by, he'd throw it at him, and of course he'd tackle him. I'm like,
I see that one too, man.
are they like? I just don't get it. Like, what is it about making money, really?
Or like the one I told you about, the one with they're showing kids, and these are the kids that are watching YouTube and they're watching TikTok, and they're watching these people breaking into places like I mentioned the last time,
right.
to like a main event type
Staying
place,
in there,
staying at all night and just trying to show why, like I don't know, man. But you know what? Because we allow the kids to view this stuff.
Of course.
It continues to get these people views, and then they tell their friends, and then their friends go view it, and then maybe parents find out about it, and let me see what you're watching. They go view it. So eventually, these people are getting so many views, they're getting paid.
Yep.
And then now you get other people that want to do the same crap.
Yeah. And now I watched it by accident. But yeah, I guess what got me, I don't know, because it's just out there so much, and I think after a while that's why it got to me. Because they're like seeing these people, and they're walking to the stores, and like, do I have to know what you're buying? Do I have to know your Costco haul? And I spent over $1,500. Well, good for you.
Well, it's like the recent one I saw too with the Keith Lee. Did you see that one?
Which one is that one?
So he was going to that restaurant in Atlanta and had all these rules. And they didn't. He was like he didn't end up eating there, because they had like his family went in there and told him it was a 2-hour wait. But when he went in there, they wanted to freaking set him right away because he's an influencer. He's an influencer.
Oh, okay.
He brings people to the restaurant. So he told him no. He said, "No, it's okay. I'll just go somewhere else." But he didn't tell him like, F you or anything.
Right,
He told
right,
him like kind of way, stuff like that.
Like,
and
it's not right.
Yeah, and it's not right. And when he put it on that, he told the people, don't go in there and start bashing them and going under media and whatever. It's my first thing. I don't like to be treated different than everybody else.
Yeah.
But everybody went on social media and started bashing that restaurant, telling them off. Because it's Keith Lee.
Yeah, I don't even heard about that. But I mean, that shit probably happens all the time that's why these places, like, I don't know if they hire them or ask them. I'm sure they give them money.
I'm sure
they have to give them money. Like, hey, do a little something, in front of the.
Well, or they give them free food, or they give them
something. Yeah.
Just so that way they get the free promotion, and at the same time, this person is making their money off their views, right? Off how many people view their stuff. And so I'm pretty sure that it's just a win-win. So they're just trying to help each other out, right? And of course, they're going to promote it and say, hey, we're going to be on so-and-so's, TikTok or so-and-so's, social media. Go out and check it out.
Right.
They're going to get business because it's a free promotion.
God, if we knew, we would have said, hey, Kranky's going to be on our show.
Right?
Get us some money. We need some sponsors.
I think I have one in the bag, man.
Oh, really?
I think I got one in the bag,
Yeah. What is that?
I'm finalizing it this week.
Is that the name of the sponsor? In the bag.
In the bag.
So the other thing, this is kind of I don't know. I guess we should cover it. We don't have the women's perspective, but I can give you the women's perspective because I
probably can too.
I got a handful of it the other day. So boyfriends who don't listen.
Oh,
now.
I mean, it doesn't have to be boyfriend. It could be significant other.
Yeah,
it could be.
I don't have a boyfriend.
You don't have a girlfriend?
I don't do that. She doesn't know yet.
Really? She's out there.
They don't know.
She's my secret girlfriend.
Only in my dreams.
I mean, I've told her, but I mean,
yeah. Her name is.
Hey, he's finalizing that this week as well. Okay.
Uh-huh. I know where she lives. I know where she drives. I know where
she works at. He's got the air tag on her.
Just because she doesn't know doesn't mean she's not my girlfriend.
Just because I know what she does every day, every single moment, every single time, and what time she wakes up, and what time she leaves, and what time she gets home, and what.
Just because I run into her at the coffee shop all the time, I mean,
yeah.
How are you getting here all the time?
Oh, hey,
you come here too.
You've seen me every day this week. No, but I don't. Okay, so yeah, it is relationship. It's just in the relationship, right? So I gotta. Okay, here's what happened because I gotta put it out there. I thought I was gonna be off the show.
Yep.
I thought I was off the show, and because someone didn't listen.
That's someone that we're just gonna name him Porky.
I'll just point the finger at
asking for a friend.
Is that someone in the mirror?
In the mirror?
In the mirror.
Yes.
I'll just turn that finger right back in there. Yeah. So something went down. I got a little heated, and the next thing I know, it's like, you're not doing the show anymore, and it's like, wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? Blah blah blah. And so basically, there was a misunderstanding. She didn't say that I couldn't be on the show. She just didn't want me to do it that week.
Show. Or that week.
Oh, you're grounded.
She didn't want. Yeah, basically is what it came down to. So I took it as, and it was a heated argument. So after a while, I was like, God damn it. I was like, shit, I'm going to get all my stuff and I'm going to go give it to Louis. And I'm just, going to have to teach him how to use it. And so I'm thinking of all this shit. And I was like down in the dumps, bro. I was like really down in the dumps.
Yeah, when I got the message, I was like, oh, what?
I sent the message out and I'm like,
I was like, cancel the shirts, cancel the shirts.
Oh, yeah, remember that sponsorship?
So was it a face-to-face argument or a phone?
Or was it
a text? Because text get misinterpreted a lot.
And that's what it was. That's what it was. It was by text.
See, that's
so
why.
yeah. So you don't get that. Yeah,
Yes.
you don't get the exact feeling of it and all that. And that's exactly what happened.
Because every time I text my girlfriend, I don't think she understands what I'm trying to say because I never get a response back. So it might be just misinterpreted.
She might have been busy.
Yeah,
she might have been busy.
I mean, serious.
But yeah, that's what happened. So it was by text, and man, and it cut me, man. It cut me hard, and I'm like, I better have a conversation with her. So we had a conversation, talked it out, and it was okay. So I can't be on the show anymore. She's like, I never said that you can't be on the show anymore. I'm like, oh shit. Oh, okay.
Watch how you portray her.
Doesn't she listen to this show?
No, she don't. She says she doesn't listen, but she probably does.
Yeah.
She secretly does.
Well, you'll be off the show for another week.
Yeah, it's gonna be another
Next
3
week
weeks.
it'll just be me and Crank.
It'll be another 3 weeks before I'm back on. But yeah, dude, yeah. So listen, guys, and I'm sure Louis has a story too. But
I got plenty of those. But it was. I'm just gonna touch on that day. We're all set that day. We're set. We're gonna meet. We're ready. We got everything.
Yeah, we had the show planned.
We had it planned. And literally 2 hours before the show we're supposed to record, I get the message and I'm like, and it wasn't like, hey man, we can't do it today. It was like, as of today, I'm officially canceled. Yeah. I consider you. No, it was
no longer on the show.
And I was like, wait. We're uncanceled culture. How you getting canceled, Porky? And he was like, man, I'm officially done. And I'm like, what the heck?
Dude,
so at that point, I'm sitting there like, man, well, we gotta figure this out because we're gonna keep it going. Because I feel the same way, like I'm like, he'll be back, just the same way, Kranky was gonna be back. I'm like, it's gonna happen, but we don't want to lose a lot of momentum, right? I mean, I didn't want it to be 2 months before we have another show. Like I wanted it to keep going. But I'm like, shit. So I reach out to Chrissy at one of our loyals with Fly High Designs because she's working on some stuff for us.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, just to let you know, Porky's done. What? He's like, I can't send the stuff back. I'm like, no, I know. Just make it. But I'm just letting you know, like, don't order a crap load of stuff because it's done.
Shit,
I said,
man.
I'm not. He is, but hopefully not for long. Like, just kind of giving her the gist, and she's like, okay, well, not a problem. Like, I'm gonna send you the stuff anyways, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then when you hit me up and you were like, hey, it was a misunderstanding. I'm like, this mother. So I hit her up again. So I said, hey, Chrissy, 86 that last message.
Disregard.
Yeah, I was like, he's back. She's like, okay, good.
Scratch that, delete it.
I was like, oh my goodness, man. But you know what? So I get that because.
But see the misunderstanding.
Yes.
But you're right. But Cranky's right because it was through text. And you don't get the same effect as if you're actually sitting in front of them talking with them.
Okay, so here's where I have to. It's not disagreement, but where I have to take it to a different level. Yes, on text things can get misunderstood because tone. You don't get any of that, right?
Exactly.
I get it.
You don't get hand
yes.
signals,
face
signals,
right? Your reactions. Like
if you don't get an LOL after every sentence, something's wrong. Man.
Shit, you're in trouble
if you get the K instead of the OK, something's wrong, right? Okay, but here's where it's happened to me, but not on text. It's happened to me not only on the phone, but literally face to face.
Dang.
And here's. Not a woman bashing show.
No,
okay?
We're not.
But I've had some. Well,
that's why we bought Kranky.
However, I've had that misunderstanding when you hear what you want to hear.
That's a problem.
Especially face to face, right? Or they say what they say, but not what they mean. And so when you're sitting there and they say something, it's like I have to read your mind to fully understand what you're trying to say, right? Like, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? No, I don't. So I've literally been told, no, well, this is okay, then forget it then. Okay, cool. And then I stopped the whole whatever was going to happen.
Oh, no.
Why did you do that? Well, you said forget.
Exactly.
I didn't mean that. I meant this. And I'm like, you weren't clear. Yes. You were not clear. So believe me, it doesn't only happen on text. It happens face to face.
Exactly. It's just I know exactly what you mean.
Clear communication, man. This is what, and we talked about this in other episodes. relationships, it's communication. But not just
yeah.
communication. It's clear communication because you can't expect for somebody to exactly know what you mean unless you tell them exactly what you mean.
And that's why she gets upset at me too. Because she's like,
well, we in the same boat at some point. Sometimes
it's funny because it's like, she's like, well, that's not what I told you to do, and I'm like, well, you didn't tell me exactly what to do.
Yeah.
And she said, well, I don't have to tell you exactly what. I'm like, but
you kind of do.
You do.
You kind of do.
It would help a little bit.
Yeah.
It's me. You have to tell me exactly what I need to do. That's why when I go to Walmart, that's why I have to take a picture of every fucking day. Is this it?
Thank you.
Is this it?
Thank you.
Is this one?
Like
this
I get sent with a list to the store, and I'm like, but did you mean this one or and how many?
Right.
And and I call and it's like, well, if you would just tell me exactly.
Tell me
again,
why.
but you know what? Here's the thing though. It's not a woman bashing show. So this is
Not
where
yet,
this is I know, right? But this is where it goes back to the men, I think. Where we are literal.
Yeah.
Literally tell me
true.
this.
That's what they say. Yeah.
And a lot of times they, especially when they're like, well, we've been together for so long, I thought you'd already know. No, it doesn't work that way. Look, if you tell me something, I'm gonna take it for what it is.
Yep.
And that's it. And if
You're right.
and then when I'm wrong, it's like, well, why? Well, because you told me
this is what you told me to do.
Right? Or you told me how to do it. Or this is what you told me you didn't want.
Right.
Tell me what you really want, what you really feel, and what you really mean, and it's gonna go a lot smoother.
Exactly.
But men, because we're men and we're literal, and it's like, okay, because honestly, we can shrug our shoulders and say, okay, right?
Yeah.
And to them, it bothers them because it doesn't bother us as much as it bothered them. And I'm like, yeah, bro. I mean, can you tell what kind of some weeks that we've had here?
You know what, Kranky? Maybe you better not get a girlfriend.
I go. After I see that, after I hear this,
you're probably better off not having one. Just keep going to the strip clubs. I guess I don't know.
There's no strip.
Have you been to a strip club?
No. I was talking.
You don't-
I was talking to this girl on Monday, the bartender where I was at, and she was telling me she worked at the strip club, but not as a dancer. Like
As
she's
a waitress.
yeah. And I was saying to her, man, I haven't been to a strip club in a long time because it's not a strip club anymore.
What is it?
I mean, it's they're covered up. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're all covered up. They were freaking pasties to cover the bathing suit parts. You know?
So they don't have. So they're not fully.
They're not-
at top part
Yeah.
anyway. They're really. So they have pasties.
They have pasties on.
So is that all these rules or whatever that they have? They're in place.
Yes, man.
So there's no lap dances.
I mean, there still is, but I mean, it's not like the way it was back in the day.
The way it was. That's how it used to be. Right?
Well, it depends on which, honestly, strip club you're going to still. You know, because I haven't been to one in a while.
It's
it's been a minute. But I know the last one that I went to, there were still lap dances. You know, they like to take you back to the a private section sometimes.
In
town,
really?
Yeah,
They like to take it to the champagne room.
I want to say
no sex in the champagne.
You know what?
room.
It was last Cowboy season because I remember we went to go watch a game, and we were with a buddy. We were with a buddy, and he had a buddy, and the buddy was like, "I've never been to a strip club." And we were at a bar that was literally right next door to one. And we were like,
Sharkies!
Really?
No.
And we were like, really? And they were like, yeah. And we're like, well, let's go, right? Well, I didn't say let's go. I had to bring it with me. So I was like, so we're sitting there and she goes,
You sure, baby?
She goes, you've never been to one? She goes, well, let's take him. And I was like, I mean, you know, and so he's like, okay, so we
can't
went.
go.
Yeah, nodding his head. I can't go. But so we went, and then this is the one. This is I thought I shared this story, but we're in there, and you know, Sabrina calls the prettiest one there, which it's really not hard to say because there's really not a lot of them, right? But brings the prettiest one there,
Louis.
and Sabrina's like, I'm gonna buy him a lap dance.
Oh,
So gives her the $20. Give him a lap dance. He's like, no, I'm good. So then the buddy that we had gone to meet, like, hey, well, you take it. He's like, no, I'm okay. And I'm like, so she goes, babe, you take it. I'm like, I'm good. So she's like, I'll take it. So and it was right there. And so we're all just sitting there watching, you know, taking in the view. And I'm like, they wouldn't let us be touching her like that, you know?
Yeah, come on. What is up with that,
And she stayed there, hung out with us for a little bit, and she was like, well, y'all lost out. She smelled good. She felt good. I was like, dang, okay.
But do you really think she would have allowed you to have said that?
No.
After you
That's
had
exactly
the
what
lap
I'm talking
dance?
about, meaning literally.
Right, exactly. Because
Yes.
if you would have said, God damn, she smelled good, she would have been, oh, yeah? Oh, really? What, you want to go fuck her? You know what I'm saying?
You lost out. No, I lost out on a bad conversation when we got home. That's the only thing I
I
lost,
lost out on sleeping on the couch for a week. I'm good.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right, dude. I haven't. It's been a stretch for me, man. I haven't been to one in a long time, and I will probably never go to another one again. So there's actually a background story. I ain't gonna go into it. Never mind.
Ever since they took away the $2.99 steak and fries.
Oh yeah, man. You can't even. You used to be able to kind of budget going into those places,
Well, I think
and now you have to pay just to look at it. They're like, sir, you owe us $5. You just looked at our door. Like what? Are you serious?
You stared at her nipple too long. You gotta,
Exactly, because they charge you for everything. They charge you for going in. They charge you for it's a 3-drink minimum. Like what? I mean, I don't know.
I heard it from a friend. Heard from a friend.
That's what I heard from a friend who knows a friend. But yeah, man. I mean, shit. It's just come on. You can't even budget anymore. Like, well, it goes back in the day. That's what it was like. Like, okay,
I can go with $60 and I'm good.
$60. I could get a lap dance and I could get a couple of drinks and I could take
and
go
even
up
have
to
the steak and fries.
I
Still have a few dollars to tip.
You were able to budget, and now you don't even know. It's like that'll be $100. Like, what? Wow, man. So speaking of strippers. Let's talk about these teachers,
dude,
and the OnlyFans
and
teachers.
the OnlyFans, or even the last one. Was it you, Kranky, that sent it, or who was it? The one about the caseworker.
Oh, I think I sent that one. But the one previous to that was the school that had 2 teachers.
I saw that.
So
one.
One of them got busted,
Yeah.
busted. I don't know if you want to call it busted, but one of them got caught. And then, no more than a week later, a teacher from the same school got busted as well.
For inappropriate relationship?
No.
For having an
OnlyFans. For having an OnlyFans.
Okay, so the person that busted them, what are you doing on OnlyFans?
Yeah,
who found him?
They subscribed. Yeah,
exactly.
One of the parents, I just came across her. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
And
I thought.
what can you see unless you pay for it?
Exactly. You know,
We're like, come on, man.
Aha!
Yeah.
You
Where's
see
the
the
spoon?
spoon?
No. Well, you couldn't see her face, but when you pay for it and you go in, then there she is. That's my son's teacher.
I knew that was the teacher.
God damn it. So come on, man. Like who? Anyway, so what do y'all think about that? Like, I mean, let me put it this way. Situations are bad, especially here in Texas. Teachers have it fucking bad.
Yeah, they don't make a lot of money.
It didn't happen here in Texas. It happened somewhere else. But
I think it was Michigan.
I don't remember Kentucky stands out, but it might not have been Kentucky. But my thing is, teachers struggle so much.
Yeah,
they can't. The school districts,
Dixie Chicks. Oh.
Dixie Chicks. The
district.
school districts can't even give them paper. They can't give them pencils. They can't give them they don't have any money to give them shit. So a lot of that stuff comes out of their own pocket.
Yeah.
Not only that, dude, I heard that teachers get paid once a month.
I did
They're
hear
probably
that.
salary.
They get paid once.
Yeah.
Salary.
But what I've heard,
Yes.
I've heard that too in some districts. I've heard that too, where they get a check at like at the beginning of the month, and then that's their check, and then they don't get paid again until the beginning of the month.
And some of them don't even have health insurance.
Oh yeah.
I personally know somebody who's a teacher that does not have.
Oh
no, she don't have an OnlyFans.
oh.
But she don't have insurance.
So
she should get an OnlyFans.
So I was gonna say, so she should.
She should get an OnlyFans if she don't have. But that's what I'm saying. They're like, okay, you don't have insurance, but and the district can't even give you fucking paper or anything to do your job.
The tissue paper
So
and all that. Yeah.
a lot of that comes out of their own pocket.
No, a lot of that comes out of the kids' parents' pockets.
Yeah, because they do add
list
like, hey,
yeah.
we need 2
We
boxes of Kleenex.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
need, you know,
from
No,
every
but-
student.
yes.
Yeah, but
You know?
but still, though,
there's a lot of stuff that does come out of their pocket.
there's
Yes.
there's like I mean where
know a
we
few
take our
teachers, too.
kids, that's what they do. They
Yeah.
give us a list and they say, okay, we need 3 Kleenex boxes, we need
Yeah.
2 markers, we need okay, yeah, that's one thing, but
And a thong. Because
A new outfit from what is it, Fredericks or whatever it's called.
and a cool name that I can name myself.
I'm gonna call myself Cinnabuns.
I mean, so like you asked what we think, right? I mean, let's go back to Varsity Blues,
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Davis.
Miss Davis. 10.
10, fucking 10.
So, honestly, man, I think what people do outside of their employment shouldn't affect, right? Now, again, there's a bunch of gray areas, right? And people, because we've talked about it, and even personally, we've talked about it, where, man, are there certain things that we shouldn't touch on or talk about because what if our employers were to hear and things like that, right?
Right.
I get it. However, I get it, but I don't, because if I'm doing this on my own time, and this is what they tell you, well, you represent us.
Yep, I heard that before.
I get it, but I represent you while I'm here.
On time.
When I'm
you're
at home,
there at work,
I'm
right.
sorry.
Clocked in.
Me and Sabrina were talking the other day, and we were talking
Communicating?
We were communicating,
Not
right?
through text, because I
Not
might
through
get
text, yes.
might get misinterpreted there.
We were talking about how certain people there's some people that we've seen that we know that are wearing some kind of crazy stuff and they're on social media and posting it and they're out there.
Right.
We get it, right? And that's them and that's who they are. And we were like, man, I don't know how I would feel. This is her telling me. I don't know how I would feel if my kids were to see something like that of me. And I'm like, okay, well, how would they see it? Well, what if somebody took a picture and said, hey, is this your mom, right?
Yeah.
So I get that. And she's like, I have to think about my own respect and my own, reputation. But again, you're on your own time. And she's like, but what if I ran into one of my kids' teachers?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get it. But again, you're still on your own time. You're an adult, right? You're an adult and you're doing what you want to do. Now, if your significant other had a little issue with that, that's different.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna worry about where I'm going and what I'm doing. No, man, I am who I am. That's it. And I think we've done this on the show. We pretty much say what we want to say when we want to.
Yeah.
Right.
If we feel.
Yeah. If we feel like
yeah.
we. And I'm like, I shouldn't be judged on what I'm saying here when this is on my own time.
Right.
This is what I want to do outside of work. I'm not on the clock. I'm not posting it or putting it to where people are going to be like, hey, that guy works at so and so.
Yeah.
And look at what he's doing.
Yes.
No, like I'm not doing that. Now, do I share it? Do I post? Yeah, we do that. But I'm not saying, I'm a worker of so and so and look at my stuff. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
This is Louis being Louis.
Right.
Porky being Porky, Kranky being Kranky, right? This is who we are, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't feel that people should be judged outside of their workplace, off hours, off time, off location.
Right.
I don't feel that. But some employers don't see it
Don't say
that way.
that way.
I guess. I mean, I'm not arguing,
And
but
not
I
even
guess.
some employer. I think it's all employers.
Well, you know
who
what?
say Like that.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you-
I guess like they don't want to deal with it.
Well, I'll tell you, like
if
the
something
owner
comes up, they're like, oh,
the-
fuck
the
that.
owner of my
Like, boom,
company?
gone.
He's like, I better never see a receipt if you're trying to turn a receipt to get reimbursed, right? Better never see a receipt from a restaurant. No Hooters, no Twin Peaks, no Ojos, no nothing like
Really?
that. Yeah. And you're not taking clients to a strip club. If I ever find that out, you're fired. Like
Wow.
right off the
Okay.
bat. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I get it. And I'm thinking, but what if I'm taking him after hours? They're like, it doesn't matter.
Oh, really?
And
Even
I'll
off the clock.
And I'll tell you like this. This is how I know how serious they were. One year,
Dixie Chick series? I mean,
Dixie
anyway,
Chicks.
Anyway.
One year, we went to a strip club. We went to a company meeting. The company meeting was over. I go to a strip club. A couple of the guys that, colleagues, they wanted to go. Let's
Yeah.
go. We all went, showed up. Next thing you know, there's about 30 employees there. because somehow they all found out.
They leaked.
The next day, I'm being told, "Hey, you orchestrated a company name, right? Quote, company name meeting at a strip club." No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I went on my own. They showed up. They saw me there. We hung out. That was it. I got written up.
Wow.
I got written up. My evaluation, I didn't get my all 5s or 10s or whatever we get.
Yeah.
So my bonus was lower than what it would have been. And I'm like, why did I get docked when I was on my own time?
Yeah.
I went on my own. I didn't drag anybody with me. I didn't invite anybody with me.
Right.
They might have heard where I was going and they showed up. Next thing you know, the word spread. But literally the next day, it was like, dude, you literally orchestrated a meeting at the strip club? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I didn't. But my employer was serious. He was like, I'm not going to fire you because I'm hearing that you went on your own time and you didn't invite people. However, everybody was there and it was kind of your fault, so you're getting written up. I was like, wow.
So you got dinged for everybody being perverts.
I was a scapegoat.
Basically.
I was a scapegoat.
Yeah, you were the scapegoat for everybody being perverts. Because they're like, hey, John, what are you doing here?
Exactly.
Like, aren't you married? Yeah. But, well, that sucks, dude. But the only thing they really, like, I haven't had anything that major happen. But the only thing they tell us is, like, if it's not on our time and it doesn't have anything to do with your job specifically, you know, like, just anything like that, like you're saying, like, you know, like if it doesn't have anything to do with it, they don't care.
If I'm not coming on here and mentioning my company's name,
right,
or I'm not bashing them,
right,
and I'm not saying anything bad to reflect them,
yeah,
I don't see why it should.
They told us, they said, let me give you a scenario. If you walk into Walmart, right, and you have your badge on, and somebody comes up to you and tells you whatever, and you're like, hey, calm down, buddy, you know, whatever, and they want to fight, and you got your badge on. They said, if you want to fight, take your badge off, put it in your pocket, and then you can beat the shit out of him. But do not fight with your badge on. You know, people will automatically see, hey, that guy worked for that company, and blah blah blah. So just little things like that, you know, because there's been a lot of shit happening at our work, and they're still working. They're still working there.
Yeah.
They're still working there.
So Sabrina works for a certain place, and they've told her the same thing. You cannot go to a bar.
Oh yeah.
And be drinking with your uniform on.
Yeah.
And because if anybody were to take a picture, it's a bad representation of. And I get it, right? But I'm like, you're off the clock. You're on your own time. I'm not posing for the picture. I'm not telling them to post it. I'm not saying them to send it to this company. Like,
right? Yeah.
I don't. It doesn't sit well with me.
Well, when I used to work for a certain big
water company,
beer company.
Oh, beer company.
They would tell us that. The only thing they would tell us is like if you go to anywhere, doesn't matter what it is, but you're in your uniform, they said take your shirt off. Just take your shirt off. You can go to a strip club.
But then I get a ticket because I'm flashing.
Well, at that time I used to wear a lot of undershirts. But anyway,
you said to take off my shirt, not my hat.
Right?
So yeah, and there's little things like that. They're like, okay, well, you know, like if you go to Hooters, like even if you went to Hooters, don't go in with your thing on,
with uniform,
on.
But you see a lot of even if you do go to places like that, you see a lot of people that do go in their uniforms. You know.
Yeah. Well, wait, what about these guys that work for the electric company around here? That go to those restaurants, go to that,
and they're there with their name and everything, and where they work at, you know,
and they're posting selfies.
You know,
and they're going to one of those specific breakfast spots that has those.
We don't know those
type of waitresses.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And I'm like, dude, you're there in a company truck. Like you ain't gonna know that people don't know what you work for.
Why don't you elaborate on those?
No, you haven't seen it. I ain't gonna say it's the electric company. Everybody knows the electric company.
I meant the restaurant.
No, what is the name of it? Oh, it was a news report, dude. I saw it. I don't know. I don't even know the name of the place, but it was one of those. Apparently, where the waitresses, I don't know. I guess they were scantily clad, but I mean, these guys work for major companies, and there's 4 or 5 company trucks parked outside in the parking lot. So they know who they work for.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then there's always going to be a whistleblower. There's always going to be what do they call those? Dog, what do they call them?
Dog whistle or dog.
What do they call them? Jesus Christ, I'm getting old.
Well, it probably doesn't mean anything.
Watchdogs.
It probably doesn't mean anything now.
It's gone.
All the kids have new words for them. So
Yeah.
Speaking of words, do we have any new vocabulary?
8.
Huh? 8.
ATE.
I ate today.
Like 8?
Yeah.
I haven't eaten today.
So when we did the dance this Friday on halftime,
They gave you an 8.
no, we high five, right? Because
No, my bad.
we high five because we were the best father daughter combination. Like we did it. Like and she tells me, she goes, "We ate that."
8?
I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
8. Gave her a high five, and I was like, I don't know. And so then it was like, "Oh yeah, man, you see this? I ate that." And I'm like, so basically saying like, I did that, I killed it, I did it. Like
You
was badass. I ate it.
Does it stand for anything?
Yeah, it means like I killed that. Like I did it. I did it
Yeah,
badass.
it's like we like, yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
I ate that.
I ate that.
I whooped that ass.
Or hey, you ate that. Like that was badass. You ate that.
Oh,
And I'm like,
man.
okay. I didn't know what it meant. I just gave her a high
Really?
five, and I was like, I'm lost.
Dude.
So yeah, word of the day.
There you go. Too bad, Pee Wee Herman. Rest in peace.
Speaking of,
What?
Matthew Perry.
Yeah. We had to send Louis a text to find out how he was feeling after.
How I was holding up after hearing the news of Matthew Perry
after
passing
all of
away.
that, man.
Chandler.
Hey, I was a big Friends fan.
Were you?
Yeah.
See, thank you, man. I'm not the only one.
It must be a Cubs thing.
Wow.
Or an iPhone thing. Mother
Alright.
truckers.
We're gonna let go of that one. Now, however, when y'all reached out and y'all were like, "Hey man, how you feeling? We gotta check up on you," Chandler, and I was like, "Bro, if it would have been Rachel, I might have been feeling a certain way." But it was Chandler. I mean,
If it was-
now it still sucks, right? And
no,
to hear
it does, dude. It
but
does.
bro, okay, so I didn't deep dive, right? Sabrina does her little investigating stuff. There was a video that he had put out a while back, and he was like, "If I'm ever in need, if you ever
I heard that. I saw that.
need to worry about me, I'm gonna basically put out like a bat signal, right?
Okay.
A bat signal, and that's my cry for help, basically."
Okay.
So recently, right before he passed away, he literally posted 2 pictures of like the bat signal,
No way.
and then I think it was a picture of a pool or a picture of water or something like that.
Well, his hot tub
Well,
had the bat
he
signal in it.
so,
And yes,
so that picture that was in the hot tub.
That he had he was a big Batman.
he was
fan.
a big Batman fan.
So that he would call himself,
Man, y'all are old.
Wayne, was it Wayne or not Bruce? Right?
Bruce Wayne?
Matthew Perry.
Huh?
Matthew Perry was his first name. What's his name?
Matthew Perry?
Yes, he would call himself Matman.
Batman.
He would call himself Matman.
So he was a big Batman fan.
So that picture of him that recently came out before he died is him in the jacuzzi.
Yeah.
with the bat signal.
But there's a bat signal there?
Yeah, he
I
had a
didn't
bat
see that.
signal.
Yeah. And so everybody was like, "Well, damn."
But it didn't just pop out. He had
Yeah.
the bat signal in the hot
Yeah,
tub.
he had it in there.
But it's already there.
It's already
It's already there.
Ah,
but
well, maybe-
he had already posted
Yeah.
a while back that
He-
if I'm ever needing, if I'm doing a cry for help, it's gonna be a bat signal.
Right.
Basically, is what he was saying. And then that picture comes out, and then now he passes away, and it's like
Well, they've said so far that there was no
foul play or drugs.
drugs, there was no fentanyl, there was no.
Well, there
what's
was
the
no
other main
drugs
one?
there.
There was no illegal drugs.
Well, no, not only that, there was no drugs there. Is what they said. They didn't find. But
Well,
have they done the
Well,
autopsy?
no, they're still working it.
Right?
The initial reports are saying
Yeah.
that there was no foul play, there was no drugs, fentanyl, or anything.
But it's
else
crazy,
like
right?
that.
Because of
But-
his history.
Yeah.
Right, but here's something.
Here's the kicker.
Here's the other one that they brought up. He does have a assistant
Yes.
now.
Could they have cleaned up the area?
Right.
Okay.
Well, I don't know
Could the
because.
assistant have gone in, found him, and said, "Holy shit, let me clean up his shit"?
But why? You're still gonna find it in the system when you do
Exactly.
the autopsy.
That was my thing.
You know?
That was my thing. You're still gonna know. It's gonna be in there
You know?
if it's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, because that's Roxanne mentioned that, and I'm like, well, it's still gonna be there. So it's not. What good does hiding it do if they're gonna find it?
Yeah.
But initially, yeah, it came out today. There was no fentanyl. There was no, what's the other major one? Meth. I don't know. But that they didn't find that. But of course, they still have to do the whole.
Well,
so that's going to take.
And just talking about because of his history, right? He battled with drug addiction. He battled with alcoholism, right? And the video popped up recently of his interview that they asked him, like, do you ever watch Friends? And he says, no, I don't like to watch it. He goes, because if you see it, he goes, I don't know if other people see it, and we saw it, but you would see the different formations of him where he was bigger, he was thinner, he looked, and he was like, oh yeah, that season, alcohol. That season,
really?
It was opioids. Yeah. That season, alcohol. That season, cocaine. That season, he goes, and that's why I don't like to see it, because I could see the difference in myself.
Yeah, it was him.
He goes, and I don't like to revisit that.
Wow.
And I was like, man, like that's heavy, man, because there's people that deal with that, and you try to break out of it.
Yeah.
And it's tough, man. People don't realize, and it's crazy, right, that we're going now into this, but people don't realize the battles that people have.
No, you never know.
You don't know what the next person is dealing with. Yep. And that's why it's really like with all the crazy stuff that's going on today, where you start hearing, reactions of people or things that happen, and shootings, and especially now everybody has a damn gun, right?
Right.
All this stuff, but you never know the type of day that person's having, or what they've been battling with recently, and it makes you think, because us personally, I'm pretty sure we have our own battles, and we have our own things that we deal with, and it just, I always think about myself too, like, man, like, I know that I need to stop, or I need to slow down on certain things, right? And I know that it affects sometimes work or home or whatever. But it's a battle, because it's not so much, I don't think it's an addiction. I think it's more of the battle, and that's your escape. That's somebody's escape.
Yeah, it's maybe like when you feel comfortable there. And it's not a comfortable place, but that's what you're used to. Exactly. And that's what you want to, you want to be there. Yeah. And that's why they go back to it, unfortunately. But, all these commercials have been coming out, and mainly, unfortunately, it has to do with, people who've been in armed forces and stuff like that, or even have gone to, war. They're putting these commercials out, where,
the PTSD?
Right. Because of PTSD, the suicide thing has been like really, gone up, and it's like, so they're trying to put it out there. Hey, talk to somebody, and it's hard. Again, even like Louis said,
even if you do talk to somebody, man, it's not gonna.
Well, yeah, and that's
not gonna, cure you.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's gonna cure you at that moment,
right?
Because you got it off your chest,
right?
But once you leave, let's say you're in a therapist's office. Once you leave the therapist's office, you're like, well, shit, I ain't got nobody to talk to.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. And you're right. Yeah, because it's like you can feel good until it pops up again.
And yep, exactly.
And and it's not always a battle like an addiction. A lot of, like you said, a lot of people's comfort zone is their addiction that people call, which is whether it's drugs or alcohol or whatever. But I think it's also a mental health thing, and a lot of people don't realize how big that really is. It's really a lot of times when you're dealing with something, you're dealing with it on your own. You're dealing with it within yourself, and so it is a mental health issue,
because who's gonna know?
Yeah, especially if you don't have an outlet, or if you don't have someone that you can really, and even if you do have somebody that you can turn to and talk to, you're still sometimes feel alone because you're battling with it yourself,
right?
And it's just tough, man. So I mean, when we heard that news, I was like, damn, dude, like 54, he's young. I mean, he looked about 80, but but it's because of all the stuff that he went through. You know what I mean? Like all the things that he dealt with. So I get it.
Nah. It was like, damn it, why couldn't have somebody else died instead of him?
Yeah, man.
Well, Bobby Knight?
Jerry Jones? Damn. I said that out loud.
Bring back Al Davis, take Jerry Jones.
Me and Kranky always say that, man. When Al Davis died, we were like, he took the wrong one. Golly.
The other team's quarterback must go down, and he must go down hard. Oh man.
Oh,
well,
man.
let's dive into sports real quick. So
Yes.
last night was
Game
pretty
4.
fucking bonkers. Well, the World Series, yeah.
Oh no, it was Game 4 of the Spurs.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Game 4 of the World Series.
Game
too,
4 of the World
wasn't it?
It was
Series.
Game 4 of the World Series. Damn, that's
See, we
right.
tied it all in. That's how good we are.
Yes.
But so Game 4 of the World Series, we won't talk about that because
Porky's not a Rangers fan.
Nah, fuck you, Rangers. But anyway, so Wemby, well, not necessarily Wemby. The Spurs were down 20 points at one point
In the
to
third quarter.
the Phoenix Suns, and fucking came back and won by 1 fucking point, dude.
Man, it was.
I didn't believe it.
Cranky, you saw the highlights, all right?
I saw the highlights. Yeah.
But you know, man, they didn't show. They didn't show some of the stuff.
Say hi. Were you?
What do you mean?
You saw like the. You saw like the little bit, and then later on,
Yeah, I saw the first half, and by the second half, it was already the Sandman got me.
Mr. Sandman.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean they were down by 20, and I mean literally like they were down by 20. I'm like, oh man, so like I can't watch the World Series. Like what else is on? Because that was a blowout. And then next thing I know, it's like 9 points, 7 points, and I'm like, oh shit, they put the game on, right? And they put the game on. And then it went back up to 9. It went up to 12. Oh, fuck this shit. They're not going to win.
Well, and a lot of people felt like that because the game before they lost by 40.
Yeah.
Right? So people felt like, oh, dude, here we go again.
Yeah.
Right? But it's crazy. So you saw his outfit when he came out.
Yeah.
He was wearing the Slender Man costume, right? So, of course, today on all the sport networks, it was Slender Man versus the Slim Reaper.
Yeah.
Right? So they were talking about that. But it's crazy, man. So he said that he felt starstruck. They interviewed him. And it was crazy. So I was watching TNT at night last night. And right after the game,
I saw it.
Chuck's like, oh, yeah. Oh, I thought we were going to interview KD. And, the producer came into our ear at the start of the fourth quarter. And, hey, get ready because we're going to interview KD after the game. Well, I thought we were interviewing KD, and they're doing all this while Wemby's putting on the headset. He could hear everything that's fucking going on, right?
Yeah.
And so then they started interviewing him, and they asked him, and he was like, "Yeah, he felt a little, starstruck because he felt like that was his idol. KD's kind of been his idol. He saw him growing up, and he's watching him play, and he kind of mimics or does some of the stuff that the way he plays.
Right.
As a tall guy, slender guy going through the league, right? And he's like, man, I got to try to focus and kind of get that out of my head and make sure that I'm locked in. Is what he kept saying.
Yep.
But you could see it at the beginning of the game where you could tell he was intimidated. When he got picked in the first quarter, then KD blows by him and dunks on him, and then does the dunk where, of course, it was a he was coming over to cover, but still gets dunked on. Yeah. Like there was so many KD moments, and he's probably thinking, damn, like here we go.
Shit,
right?
He got me.
Hey man, but for the Spurs, and it wasn't Wemby. It was literally all the backups.
Yeah, everybody else.
They came in and they just kept fighting, man. And I think that just shows something, for the Spurs. And hey, my prediction's still standing. 50 games. It's not looking good, but it's not looking good. But I'm gonna stick to it.
If that means they gotta be 30, they gotta be 50 and 32, and I don't think they'll be 50 and 32. The guy on the radio said more realistic 44. He said 44. I don't even see that because he also said like if they lose, he said if they win, you're surprised, but if they lose,
you're like
they're supposed to, because
they're a young team, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Vegas has them at 29, so.
I mean, they had 20 something last year.
Yeah, 19? And they tanked a lot of them.
19 or 20?
They had 20s.
And they tanked a lot of them.
Yeah.
So come on, man. And they got some decent players, man. Vassell's playing really, really good. Johnson's really, really good. You got freaking Sohan that's he's doing a lot of he's bringing the ball down a lot. Is what I saw. So
he's playing point guard.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even know he was a point guard.
He's not.
He's not.
Why do they keep saying he's a point guard?
Because that's his position that he has.
Yeah. And then with his dumbass one-handed free throw shooting that can't make a damn free
Did
throw.
you hear the story about that?
Yes,
though?
he's an idiot.
But come on, man. I
Look,
see that.
If it worked, I could see it. But it's not working.
I see that because it's like, okay, you're a guard, quote unquote, air quotes. So you shouldn't have a problem shooting the ball.
That's why they should never got rid of Chip England, man.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Now they got somebody else working with him, and it's like,
Isn't it?
wah, wah.
Never got rid of Chip England.
But I was surprised. Yeah, I mean, it was a surprise to be honest.
But I know we wanted to talk about a Wemby update, right? Honestly, so I don't see the impact that we thought we were gonna see yet. I'm not saying it's not gonna happen because I think he's got a lot of room to grow. I mean, he talked about Pop being hard on him and that he liked it. He likes that because he likes somebody not praising him for what he's doing, but telling him what he's doing wrong, so that way he can learn. Right? He's growing. But I don't see the impact yet. What I do see is a lot that needs to be fixed. He's trying too hard, and I think he goes to trap, he goes to cover, he goes to do a lot of things, and he leaves his guys wide open. And if you know the league now, the league is all a 3-point shooting team. A league, and even big guys. Yeah. So yesterday in the fourth quarter, the big guy who was 0 for 6. Wemby leaves him open and he hits 2 straight. Yeah. Like, those hurt, especially at the end of the game. Yep. So that almost cost him the game. And so I just see he has a lot to learn defensively. Yeah. He reacts great. He can turn great. He's tall. He's lanky, But you need to know how to run a defense, and he's not there yet. And I think he's going to find his groove offensively. Defensively, he has a lot of work to do. Especially when you talk about Spurs. Spurs had always been known as being a defensive team, right? He's got a lot to learn. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long season.
But speaking of Barkley interviewing him, I don't know if you saw a little clip where Barkley asked him about
the churros.
You little shit.
He's like, "What is that? How do you say churro in French?" He's like, "What is that?" He's like, "It's like a long donut." He's like, I've never heard. And he tells his assistant, "Hey, man, you need to get me on that. You need to get me on that."
Oh, he said, San Antonio, you got to get me on churros.
No, we don't.
No. You're going to end up looking like Barkley. You're getting fucking churros. You stupid. No, man. I was like, fucking Barkley. Son of a bitch. And I like the guy.
And they were all clowning too. Why would you ask him that? Like, that's stupid.
That's what I don't get. Like,
but you know why? Because he's fucking making fun of the damn fat chicks that we have in San Antonio.
Yeah, of course. So. But I like Shaquille O'Neal's cup.
But to defend Barkley.
Here we go.
It's not a woman bashing show. But to defend Barkley, the only times he would come over here to San Antonio to do Spurs game with TNT was during the playoffs.
Right.
When did the playoffs start?
Holiday season.
April.
During Fiesta.
During Fiesta.
Yeah. What happens during Fiesta?
All the gorditas come out.
All the gorditas come out,
Literally and figuratively.
The ones that have the own fans.
On fans.
On fans.
And then the AT&T Center's in the worst part of the city.
Yeah. So you're not getting a good look at.
So you're not getting the,
Yeah.
You got to understand what he sees from where the arena's at to where what event we have going on.
Yeah.
So
and that's how they like to just come out and let everything hang out.
They got confidence. That's confidence, man. That is. I can't wear that.
Is it? I mean, is it confidence?
It's got to be confidence, man.
To me, man, when I see something like that, I'm like, do you not have friends? Because a friend, friends shouldn't let friends drive drunk, right?
The friends
shouldn't let friends dress that way.
Because they're telling them that shit looks good.
Yeah, those aren't friends, though. Those aren't friends, though.
Because I don't know if you know this, but girls will never call a girl prettier than them. Oh, you look, pretty. Yeah. They're always gonna tell somebody that's less attractive than them. Oh, yeah, you look.
No. I'll tell you like this. I'll tell you like this. Serena's really good at that. However,
man, I would have had like 5 shots already.
5 shots already, bro. I've already said her name 5 times. So she's really good at that. Yeah. She does. Go get the bottle right now. Let's do it. She'll tell a pretty girl and she'll tell a regular girl, right? We'll say it nicely. But there's sometimes when I'm like, she's like, "Man, girl, you're rocking that." I'm like, "Why do you lie?"
It's minimal kindness. That's what it is. Minimal kindness. I'm
like, no.
It's like saying, "Hey, how's your day?" You don't really give a fuck how your day is, but it's minimal kindness.
Oh, good morning. How are you? Well,
do you really want to know?
Hey, how was your weekend? Okay, bye. Like, you don't give a damn. Like when people ask me how my weekend, I'm like, it's good. You don't gotta know what I really did.
Yeah, I ain't gotta tell you what I did this weekend.
Because do you really want to know my weekend? Okay, I woke up 8:00 Saturday morning.
Pissed off still from
the night before.
I'm gonna start telling people. They're like, "Oh, how was your day? How much time you got?" Let me tell you. I'll tell you what my day went.
See, that's
oh my God.
minimal kindness, man.
But do we need our thing is like you're not always gonna like everybody you work with, right? There's always gonna be something like whatever it is, and it's like what we're told is that you don't have to like each other, you just have to
respect each other.
Yeah, you just have to work with each other. Which like why can't people fucking do that?
I think that's everywhere. I mean, at the stores. Honestly, it's just just be a random you clock in and you don't. I mean, as much as you common
might
courtesy,
hate that
man.
fucking like
common courtesy.
Even at the store, if somebody tells you hi, like you don't know who they are. Hey, how you doing? Hi. Like that's all you have to do.
Yeah,
that's it. You're not getting paid for that.
I agree.
But if you are getting paid for it, like, don't be stupid.
If you're a Walmart greeter, don't say, "Hey, are those twins?" No, why? Oh, I didn't think anybody would sleep with you twice. I mean, you get paid to be a greeter. Don't overstep boundaries, man. I get it.
Man. Jesus. Well, man, I mean, you got anything else? You got anything else you want to go over? Nothing to cover.
I think we covered a lot, man.
Yeah,
we might want to save some for the next show.
Yeah, we did a lot, man. See, Kranky needs to be here, man. Shit, you see how different everything is.
Exactly,
bro?
It ran smoother.
Yeah, it's great, man. But it was good to have you.
I
man.
didn't talk for 55 of the 60 minutes, Raj.
Oh, Roger. And Roger still name drop Roger.
I'll bring a bottle next time. I want to see how.
Hey, you don't have to. I got some here, man.
Just call an Uber.
I got plenty of bottles. Papa Top isn't only my friend.
You can't do it on purpose, though. He's got to.
No, definitely.
You can't.
Definitely. Listen, we'll do this. I'll do them with you.
Okay, there you
See?
go. Yeah.
Yeah, but he ain't got to drive anywhere.
I know.
Yes, I do.
You better bring an Uber.
Today I do.
You better bring an Uber because
Today I do.
Oh man, well, Kranky, it's good to have you back,
Great
man.
having you.
Well, hopefully we can do this again soon,
Yeah,
man.
definitely. Hopefully it won't take 3 weeks and we won't have misunderstandings.
No more misunderstandings,
No
y'all.
more arguing and texting.
No more texting.
Don't argue texting. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
No arguing and texting.
I think I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut. Just like yes, dear.
Dude, I
Yes,
literally saw a
yes,
comedy
dear.
and the guy says, "Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy?" Honestly, man, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut and just not say nothing.
Just be
like,
happy. I just be happy.
I hate when they say, "Forget I said anything." No, you already said it.
You already said it.
So for me, it's like
out
I'm
there.
just not gonna say anything
Yeah.
to not start an argument. So we'll just do that.
Don't get me anything to eat. I didn't get him anything to eat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. The blood boils. Yep.
That's funny.
I agree, man.
It's funny though. Don't give me nothing to eat. Okay. All right. You're telling me not to.
Don't give me that. Don't get that. I don't want this for Christmas. Okay.
Oh. Am I gonna have to do some editing? No, I'm not gonna. Do that.
We're good.
We're good. We're good.
good.
All right, man. Well, it's good having you, Kranky.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully, make it again, Louis.
Yep.
Good show.
Always good.
Talk to you guys later, man.
Peace out.
Peace.